Catch your breath and catch your life. यावद्वायुस्थितो देहे तावज्जीवनम् उच्यते मरणं तस्य निष्क्रान्तिस्ततो वायुः निरोधयेत्. This is the sloka from Hatha Yoga Pradipika by Swami Svatmarama about breath. This means, so long as the air stays in the body, it is called life. Death consists in the passing out of the air. It is therefore necessary to restrain the breath. Let me tell you my experience with breath. Initially, I ignored the concept of breath. I enrolled myself in yoga course just to learn the techniques to twist my body as much as I can and to learn different techniques to excel the postures like headstand, handstand and other balancing asanas. Then I realized the breath plays a major role in asanas after perceiving the better results. Earlier, I was not ready to learn how to breathe from yoga teachers as it is a natural art. I was asked to learn breathing exercises from my cousins. I learned them forcefully, then I used to practice them in a hurry. Later, I amazed by knowing how the breath is connected to our emotions and taking different patterns in each and every state of mood. I analyzed my breath patterns in each and every mood. In worried state, the inhalation is heavy. I need to put effort to breathe. In happy state, the flow of breath is effortless. In shock, the inhalations stop for few seconds. In angry, the exhalation is heavy. Both inhalations and exhalations are rapid. After learning this from the teachers, I bowed to great masters how brilliantly they found these breathing techniques so that one can deal with emotions by using various breathing techniques. I practically observed my emotions that are changing from negative impressions like depression, worry, jealous to positive or normal state by practicing these breathing techniques in a rhythmic way. I understood that the slow and deep breaths are very much needed for the body and mind, and pranayamas are not meant to do in a hurry. Some of the benefits I have seen are I observed that the slow and deep breaths are providing more amount of oxygen to the body and mind than the normal breaths, making me more peaceful and energetic throughout the day. I observed that through yoga, the healing of injuries is faster than usual and stiffness in the body gets removed. The confidence levels increased for me compared to before. The breathing techniques like Sudarshan Kriya, full yogic breathing, alternate nasal breathing helps me in facing huge number of audience or any other activity that makes me nervous. The regular practice of the breathing techniques makes me more energetic and peaceful throughout the day. These yogic practices makes me hollow and empty and made me realize that the life is full of inhales and exhales and this body is just carrying the air it breathes and when it stops the life ends. This concept removed the fear of death. Let us look at the scientific research on breath or breathing techniques. Recently, researchers from University of Oslo, Norway experimented and confirmed that yogic practices like Sudarshan Kriya, Bhastrika, Ujjayi breath and Yogasanas can change one's genes and strengthen the immune system. Stress, a psychophysiological process, acts through the immune neuroendocrine axis and affects cellular processes of body and immune functions, leading to disease states including cancer. Stress is also linked to the habit of tobacco consumption. It is observed that the rhythmic breathing practices, Sudarshan Kriya and Pranayama, are known to reduce stress and improve immune functions. Practicing of these breathing techniques in this study demonstrated an increase in natural killer cells and a reduction in tobacco consumption. Studies shown that the pranayama practices improves the pulmonary functions, improves the lung capacity and prevents the respiratory diseases. Research also shows that the pranayama reduces lots of risk related to heart. The work of pranayama researcher Luciano Bernardi in Italy has identified a strong capability for slow breathing practices to have profound effects on the autonomic nervous system, including the capability of reducing blood pressure even in patients with hypertension over the short term. Also, breath impacts the mind, brings more mindfulness. In today's world, aggression and violence are abundant in the society. The widespread presence of aggressive and violent behavior has made it a social problem worthy of attention worldwide. Another study on practice of breathing techniques demonstrates that within a short period, a comprehensive package of yoga, including Sudarshan Kriya and meditation, can transform an individual by lowering aggression and improving quality of life and life satisfaction. A single session on Sudarshan Kriya generates global brain rhythm dominantly with high frequency cerebral activation and initiates appropriate interhemispheric synchronization in brain rhythms as state effects. The study shows that the Sudarshan Kriya leads to better attention, memory, and emotional and autonomic control, along with enhanced cognitive functions, which finally improves physical and mental well being. The studies say on an average in a day, 90% of the nutrition can be obtained from the air we breathe, and only 10% of the nutrition can be obtained by the food. Since a human consumes average of 2 kilos of food in a day and breathes 10,000 liters of air. Let us look at some ancient scriptures that talks about breath. The breath is called as Vayu, Prana, Shvasa in Sanskrit in terms of yoga. In yoga, the breath is said to be the connection between the body and the mind. Yoga also means the union of breath, body, and mind. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, verse 29, Krishna says, Apane juhvati pranam, prane apanam thada apare. Prana apana gati rudva, pranayama parayana. Others offer as sacrifice the outgoing breath in the incoming and the incoming in the outgoing, restraining the courses of the outgoing and the incoming breaths, solely absorbed in the restraint of the breath. Solely absorbed in the restraint of the breath means Kevala Kumbhaka. That is, the breath becoming still without effort, which is the goal of pranayama. The great saints compared our own body with the history of Ramayana, compared our breath with Lord Hanuman. Your soul is Rama, your mind is Sita, your breath or life force or prana is Hanuman, your awareness is Lakshmana, and your ego is Ravana. When the mind was stolen by Ravana, the ego, then the soul got restless. Now the soul cannot reach the mind on its own. It has to take the help of the breath, the prana. With the help of the prana, the mind got reunited with the soul and the ego vanished. Let us look into some Upanishads that talk about breath. Katha Upanishad. The world, whatever here exists, springs from and moves in breath. Prashna Upanishad. The wise one is the one who knows breath, thus becomes immortal. Mandaka Upanishad. From the self, Purusha, originates the breath as well as the mind, all the senses, space, air, fire, water, and earth that supports everything. Taittiriya Upanishad. Breath is Brahman. For truly, beings here are born from breath. When born, they live by breath, and they enter into breath when they depart. Chandogya Upanishad. Just as a bird tied by a string after flying in various directions without finding a resting place elsewhere settles down at the place where it is bound, so also the mind, after flying in various directions without finding a resting place elsewhere, settles down in the breath, for the mind is bound to breath. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. This shining, immortal person who is breath is the self. The breath is the strength. Shveta Ashvatara Upanishad. Self is like a river and the breath is the streams of that river. Let us look at the breath in yogic practices. Pranayama. Pranayama is called as the regulation of breath. Patanjali Maharshi in his Yoga Sutras mentioned that Breaking the natural flow of inhalation and exhalation is pranayama. The modulations of mind or exhalation, inhalation, and transition of breath. Place, time, and count are the factors to be looked into. Breathing should be long and subtle. Sudarshan Kriya is considered as one of the best breathing techniques which includes all these factors, and it is given by Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, the founder of Art of Living. One can achieve the stillness in the breath through various breathing practices and pranayamas. Let us look at the breath in asanas. Asana means that which is steady and which is comfortable, says Maharshi Patanjali in his Yoga Sutras. He also mentioned that one become free from dualities with the regular practice of yogasanas. Asana gives steadiness to the body and mind when the movement is synchronized with the breath and through the conscious use of the breath. It is recommended to inhale while stretching the front side of the body and exhale while contracting the front side of the body. Meditation. Once the body and the breath become still, mind settles in the present moment, which is called meditation. Mind without agitation is meditation. Mind that has no hesitation, no anticipation is meditation. Mind that has come back to the source is meditation. Mind that becomes no mind is meditation. Meditation is the journey from movement to stillness, from sound to silence, says Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar. In the beginning, meditation is just a relaxation, then it gives energy, creativity, enthusiasm, and joy. Meditation is indescribable, that oneness of yourself with the whole universe. Meditation cannot happen with effort but with effortlessness. The mind and body have got opposite laws. On the physical level, more the effort, the better the result, whereas on the mental level, the lesser the effort, the greater the result. So here I conclude that to reach the state of peace and bliss, one should learn these inexpensive and easy to learn pranayama, breathing exercises and all the yogic practices from the master. So catch your breath and catch the healthy lifestyle.